not, come on in and let me know if you're around. If you're on the live, come in and tell me that you're here. And if you're on the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay. Let me know that you caught this and what you think of the message, of the tapping, how it felt for you. And if you're thinking messages, tapping, what's she on about? You might well be new here, and you're really welcome if you are. My name is Emma Starling, and I'm a master practitioner, trainer and mentor in trauma sensitive somatic EFT, soul shift and other energy work. And I primarily help the helpers help their humans better. So coaches, healers, wellness professionals, therapists, counsellors, etc. I give them the tools and the resilience to make a bigger impact on the planet. And I also help everyday people to learn what EFT is all about and to integrate it into their lives in a really simple way. So this is the first toe dip, and it's called the Daily Tap. And what I do is I show you a little bit of very simple tapping. Today, I don't always do it, but today I'm using an oracle deck called the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and it's so that I can just get a simple message that hopefully applies to many of you, whether you're live or on the replay. And then we look at the message, we look at how we feel as we're receiving that message, because there's always something in there for us, whether that's I resonate with this, whether that's I don't agree with this, whether that's it's inspiring me to do something, right? And so I encourage you, even if you're not into cards or whatever, listen for the message and then notice how you feel on the inside or in your body as you're listening to it, right? So I'm just going to ask what we need to know today for our greatest and highest good. What is it that we need on the live, on the replay, whenever you're catching this? What's the pertinent message that people need today? And it is Tuesday the 10th. Oh, Tuesday the 10th of March. Okay, so we have, and again, if you have known me any length of time, oftentimes the cards match my outfit in some way. So this is a merry motive. So it's number 20. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the message. Now, it's not just me reading a message out of a book. I really want you to tune in to how your body feels as you're receiving this message, right? Let the words roll around in your body, in your energy field, and really notice any tension, any tightness, any clenching, any resistance, any pushback, or any kind of leaning towards the message, any excitement, something like that, right? Because there will be a message in there for you. So this talks about knowing your own motives, understanding what drives you to meet your goals, the momentum your attention creates, and the wisdom behind your intentions. And it says you've chosen a path, you've set an intention, and you've begun moving towards a goal. You feel compelled to keep going, but do you know the why behind this drive? Do you truly want what you're pursuing? Or are you chasing a destination with the anticipation of how it will make others feel about you? Just take a minute to check in with that. Do you truly want what you're pursuing? Or are you chasing a destination with the anticipation of how it will make others feel about you, or you feel about yourself? You must choose to be in the flow of the experience, relishing the moment. Surrender your expectations to a higher power rather than being guided by your limited self. And that's not a judgment, that they're saying. It's everybody limits themselves through fear, through whatever it is, right? And it says the most important aspect to consider now is where you place your focus, because that's where energy will flow. If you are resentful, the outer world will show you more opportunities to be resentful. If you're envious of others, competitive, or overly ambitious, you will always feel like you're not enough. If you focus on gratitude and compassion for others, you will see even more reasons to be grateful and loving. And when you look for abundance, it has an uncanny way of multiplying in your life. So if you're unsure about your motives, the results will be just as clear. Dig deep and understand your why. If your true desire is to experience X, let go of your attachment to the form that X is supposed to come in. Make sure your motive is merry and joyful, clear and honest, and aim true. Trust that the universe will provide the outcome that is a perfect match for your intention, because it always does. So rather than, a lot of this unclear manifestation stuff that we hear these days about, you attract it in, as in your energy causes things to happen. That's not what it's about. The universe is a magnetic thing, so a magnetic entity. So when we're sending out a signal of what it is that we want, or something we aspire to, or a why behind something, it simply attracts more opportunities and reflects that back to us. It's not that we are creating things in that sense. It's reflecting based on a match of vibration. So if you don't know your why for what you're doing, and actually that is like, it's really, really strange. There's like a hole in the ground with kind of magic and stars coming out of it. It's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, really interesting message. Anyway, got sidetracked there in the imagery for a minute. If you don't know your why and you're not clear and there's not like a feeling and a pull underneath that, then it's going to keep missing you. It can't tune into the frequency and bring you more of that experience. So I'll give you an example. So my why for doing what I do, all of the tapping, all of the training, all of the experiences, all of the free stuff, all the daily tap, is because my why is that I want to get tapping and energy work into the hands of 1 million people in my lifetime. And I'm really passionate about that. So what that means is if I certify 1,000 people in EFT and I'm over 10% of the way there, and they each work with 1,000 people, we've hit that goal. So it doesn't just mean that it's only me that can do it, but that is my why to do it. So you need a real driving force behind things. Otherwise, it ends up just being like, nah, why am I doing it? And that vibration isn't clear and strong and true. I call it the Care Bear heart light. So when you're really clear and you're vibrating at a certain signal, that comes out of your heart center, your core signature vibration. It goes out into the universe. The universe twiddles its tuning knob, if you like, and sends back or makes available lots of different opportunities that match that vibration. So let's up your vibration to the level of what you want, right? So tapping on the side of your hand, think about something that you really want or want to make happen. And just tune into why you want it. Is it because it brings you, a ton of joy? Or is there, a lower density, sort of a lower vibrational motive to it, like you feel like people will like you more or something like that? And just be honest with yourself. There's no point lying to yourself because your body knows the answer. Whether your brain is trying to tell it something different or not doesn't matter. The body and the cells always know. So on the side of the hand, just tapping and focusing on your why and the driving force behind it. What's the feeling behind that driving force? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel supportive? Mine does. What does yours feel like? And then we're just going to get into tapping. So 2 fingers, follow me round on the eyebrow. When I think about the thing I want, outside of the eye, the path that I've chosen and the intention that goes with it. Under the eye, there's a part of me that is driven to keep going. Under the nose, and I choose to remind myself today, on the chin, that I must choose to be in the flow of the experience. Collarbones, relishing each moment. Under the arm, and surrendering my expectations to a higher power. Top of the head, rather than be guided by my limited ego self. And that's not a judgment statement, right? Eyebrow, where I place my focus, my energy flows. Outside of the eye, attracting back the exact same frequency experiences. Under the eye. So today I choose to get clear about my motives and my why. Under the nose. And the feelings that those motives give me. Chin. I let go of attachment to how that's supposed to happen. Collarbones. And I choose to revel in my motive being merry and joyful. Under the arm, trusting that the universe will provide the outcome. Top of the head, that is a perfect match for my intention. And then we're just going to finish on the third eye, so in the middle of the forehead, between the brows. So be it, and so it is. Then we're just going to come to a stop, hand on heart. Take a nice deep breath. Okay. So tuning back into that thing that you want. The card was a merry motive for those of you just joining us. And it was about checking that the why, excuse me, and your motives for doing and wanting that thing is clear, honest, true, and joyful, and not attached to, you know, is it going to make people like me or whatever, because that's a lower density, right? A lower vibration. And just notice how you feel in your body now. So sometimes all it feels like is like if you've got a path that goes this way, right? And you kind of get disconnected to that. It just feels like stepping off the path slightly. It doesn't have to be a massive wayward step over there, but all this does, this exercise, it kind of just steps you back onto that path. It clicks you back in to, oh yeah, reconnects you to the feeling behind why you want what you want. Because it's the feeling and the frequency and the vibration that's going to drive what you actually get in all your attempts. Right. So keep that in mind today as you're going about your business, as you're planning and doing and executing and thinking about what you want and trying to make it happen. Always try and reconnect in to that feeling behind the why and the driving motive, right? And make sure that that is shining through as much as you can. And your only job is to clear away the static and the noise of stuff that gets in the way. So if you imagine your heart light is shining out that feeling, that vibration behind that motive and that why, that frequency into the universe, so the universe can match it and send you opportunities to experience more of the same. Things get in the way. Do you remember like the old ways of watching a movie, like the slides? You'd put a slide in front of a projector and that would project it onto the screen. It's the same difference. Negative experiences, emotions, interactions, things that can get in the way that are lower density vibrational emotions, whatever, feelings, they can get in the way of that signal. Our only job with tapping really is to erase those things, get rid of them. Not to bypass them. We feel them, we explore them, we acknowledge them, and we unhook the emotion, the meaning, the narrative, the belief around it, thereby removing those slides and anything that is diluting your core signature vibration, right? So bear that in mind today when you're going about your business. And I would love to know how this helped you today. Drop it in the comments below wherever you're consuming this video. And please, if it did resonate and it felt helpful to you, please help me get that goal of 1 million. You can be part of that. Share this with somebody with integrity. Obviously, we don't spam people, but if you felt it helped and it would help somebody else, please feel free to get it into their hands. I do this for free with no expectation. So it's yours to do what you wish with. And I would love it if part of that was to get it into the hands of somebody else that you think it might help today. And other than that, I'm going to go and finish drying my hair, putting my face on, but I didn't want to be late. So you've got the wet hair, no makeup look, which is fine because we're real, right? So have a wonderful day, whatever it is you're doing. Keep tapping, keep feeling how you feel, keep clearing the way in front of that pure heart light of yours, and you will get there. I promise.